Hey guys, how you doing? I'm doing okay. Right now I'm in the middle of watching a 1998 TV miniseries from Australia called The Day of the Roses, and it's about the 1977 Granville train crash. Okay, this video is almost 4 hours long, and it got to almost an hour into the movie. I was about to give up because it was a long, drawn out scenario of the aftermath, investigations into the crash, what caused the crash, and so forth. And we don't get to the actual events of the tragedy until almost an hour into the movie. I was about to give up because it was very, very boring, very slow going. But now it's picked up. Excuse me. Excuse me. As the public inquiry, sort of like a press conference, especially of the families of the victims of that terrible tragedy. And as he has a model of that area, as he describes in gruesome detail of what caused it. And I tell you, I wanted to preserve this, and I wanted to share with all you guys, because I did not know this movie existed, and I'm sure neither did anybody else. So, again, this is from Australian television. Excuse me. This is a direct uplink from the original videos of, I guess, that Australian TV station that broadcasted the movie. So you'll see the original countdown, the countdowns after each commercial break. Okay, so now we're getting to the horrible circumstances of the crash. Let's see if we can focus again. Okay. Here we go. And I'll, of course, make comments as it goes along. Remember, we're in commercial break right now. Now, this is a commuter train. God forbid this should happen in New York or any American city. All these commuters are just going to work and have no idea conditions here. These are all commuters. All commuters going to work. This is frightening. Remember what happened to Florida when that bridge collapsed on the highway? The next moment isn't promised to anybody. I say this all the time. That's why every moment is precious, and never take a single moment for granted.
Because it's crowded as the train pulled into Parramatta, 2 stations away from Granville. When the train arrives at Parramatta, one final element is working against it. Time. It is now running 3 minutes late, 3 vital minutes, which must be made up so as it doesn't fall in behind the slower city train.
Train now approaching 609 from Mount Victoria, setting down at platform 2. Train now approaching 609 from Mount Victoria, setting down at platform 2.
It is too late now to save the 609. Every twist of fate, chance and luck is about to converge and destroy it.
Train now standing at platform 2, stop at Stratfield and Sydney City Oaks. Train now standing at platform 2, stop at Stratfield and Sydney City Oaks.
See how it happens. At 8:10, the train leaves Parramatta Station with 469 passengers on board. All mainline signals are cleared at once. Clearing of these signals gives the driver the authority to proceed at maximum speed. He is not to know that this speed is unsafe, nor that the train he is driving can push the rails wide. He is simply doing what the signals tell him.
Have we passed Parramatta?
Sure did.
No, we stopped through the station.
How prophetic is that? She's reading a book about The Omen, which was a big hit movie the year before.
The train soon gains speed, touching 78 k's, as it reaches the point called Lead 73. As the train goes round the curve, its front wheels, its worn front wheels, connects with the side of the track. The speed of the train and the weight of the engine push the wheels up a bit higher than normal. Not much, just a fraction. Just enough for the train to come off the track. The train doesn't stop. It keeps going on the dirt for hundreds of feet. In its wake, it creates an incredible cloud of dust and dirt and ballast. With a force of 25,000 tons, it ploughs into the trestles of the Bold Street Bridge. Demolishing all of its stanchions. But the bridge doesn't fall. Not yet, anyway. It balances on its edges, here and here. The engine continues, out of control, until it hits this, a power pole. It uproots the power pole, kicking it up and ahead of the engine. Still suspended by power lines, the pole swings back into carriage one, ripping the roof away from the floor, tearing the walls apart. Like a flying chainsaw, it kills 8 people and injures dozens more. Meanwhile, here, beneath the balancing bridge, most of carriage 3 and half of carriage 4 have ground to a halt, with 141 passengers inside them.
It's all right. It's okay. We'll come up the tracks.
Oh, terrific. Now we'll be late for work.
It's all right. It's all right. The worst is over. They'll come and get us.
The silence is broken by cries of stay calm and it's all right. Then over the silence comes a crunching sound. Some of the passengers look out of windows and scream and try to climb through them out of sheer desperation. But the forces working against this train now are too great to be resisted. Most of the victims will not die immediately. The impact will push them forward in their seats, so their shoulders are literally lower than their knees. Here they will stay, unable to move, many of them conscious, trapped in the heat and the darkness. As the suffocating gas leaks all around them. One 141 people. 320 tons.
I'm just waiting.
Now watch what happens.
What was that?
What causes it to crash?
It wasn't the train. The train
That
stopped.
bridge. What really makes it give way? A single car.
Oh, God.
One driver in one car. And there you have it. I just want to share that sequence with you about how it is so important to treasure every moment we have on earth, because your life can change in a moment. In a moment. When I first heard about that bridge collapsing in Florida, I then changed my mantra from, tomorrow isn't promised to anyone, to the next moment isn't promised to anyone. Because in a single moment, probably no more than a few seconds difference between life and death, and one person, unknown, one car driver, unknown of the danger of the bridge he or she was crossing, that made the difference in all those people's lives. And so, in a way, I want to dedicate These are fellow human beings. Mothers, fathers, husbands, wives, children, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, best friends. They were all on that train. They were all on that commuter train. But like I said, when I first heard of that bridge in Florida that collapsed with cars underneath it, cars that got crushed by that pedestrian bridge that collapsed, man, I changed my mantra from the next tomorrow isn't promised to the next moment. Every moment is precious. And the thing is that we trust the roads and bridges that and the trains that we use are in well maintenance repair. There's so much garbage going on these days that so many people have lost sight of what is truly important. What is truly important. And that is the world that we live. The safety of the world we live. Maintenance of bridges, tunnels, infrastructure. While politicians are playing games, political games, more important matters like infrastructure, bridges, are completely ignored. And this is the outrageousness of what has been happening in Washington over the past few years. President Trump has been trying to work on improving infrastructure, bridges, tunnels. So this event from 1977 on a commuter train does not happen. Now, some crashes have happened in the States. Some accidents have happened here, and it's a tragedy. But when we have an issue about infrastructure that isn't addressed because Washington politicians want to play impeachment games and investigations instead of working on what's truly important, we're all at risk. We're all at risk to the kind of neglect that happened here in 1977 in Australia. So I say to the Democrats, who are the ones playing games and not working with our president to work on infrastructure, who knows what bridges need repair, like that bridge, or the tracks on commuter trains. Those tracks were not maintained. The bridges were not maintained. They got rid of the Tappan Zee Bridge for this reason. And I didn't even know this while I traveled across it all the time. I didn't know this. Excuse me. I didn't know this about the Tappan Zee Bridge until I learned that they demolished the bridge because it was no longer safe. That's what we're talking about. It was a sad thing to say goodbye to the Tappan Zee Bridge, a bridge I enjoy going over. But man, if I'd have known that the bridge was unsafe, I would not have gone across it and found another way to get into Rockland County. This is what is important. Let's put the focus on what's important. What other bridges in our beloved country are in need of repair or maintenance that have been neglected, that all are at risk of being killed on a bridge collapsing? And that is my message to everyone out there. Treasure our moments that we have and start caring about our environment, our communities, and stop with these stupid political games. Tell everybody in Washington, stop with these stupid games, get on with the business on working on infrastructure and spending money on repairs to our bridges that need it the most. So a tragedy like this does not happen here in the United States. That those commuting into New York City from Westchester County do not suffer the same fate as those poor victims. So I hereby dedicate this video to the victims and their families of this tragic 1977 disaster of the Granville train crash. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And I'll see you soon. Take care. See you soon. All right. Bye.